Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
We've got the Christmas tree now. Oh, can we see it?
Where is the
Can't see
Christmas
it.
tree?
It's behind you.
Oh. Have yourself a merry. Does this make
When
sense?
I was in Arizona, we were at the doctor's office for Evie, and we were like the only ones in the waiting room. And the doctor came in, and he said, "Oh, I'm just looking for Serenity. Are you her parents?" And and everyone just paused. And Britt was like, "No, sorry, like we were with Evie." And he goes, "No worries." And then, like, you know when you go to say something, you're like, "Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it." I was like, and he turned around and I said, "But Serenity is all around." And the doctor just looked at me like, "What? Shut up." I would have said something the same, like, and it's like that word vomit where you're like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. But then your brain's like, do it, you want to see the reaction sometimes?
I would have been like, but I am looking for more serenity.
If you find it, send it back our way.
They end up calling the police, being like, this woman's trying to steal children. No, I meant actual serenity, not the child. Yeah.
Took Grace to choir practice last night.
Oh.
And they were singing one of the Christmas songs.
Dude, that's so hard.
And
they're getting kids to do that. That's amazing.
So good.
That is like...
No, Grace is the only kid on the choir.
Oh, I was just like, that is some tough singing, because that's like a whole... There's so many different levels.
Yeah, they've got like...
I was just thinking
four different groups of...
Oh, yeah, I should know. But...
I don't know. One of them's
I was thinking we were just going to be like, rocking around the Christmas tree.
It's such a powerful song, though. I was like...
It is.
Getting goosebumps and everything.
Also, because I think it's like the Home Alone. Isn't that a part in one of the Home Alones where it's like really intense? Like...
Yeah. Home
And
Alone's been like the theme of our family, because Haley said that they were watching that this week, and then Grace went to choir and they were singing that song, and we're like, it's all connected.
It is, but that's a fantastic song.
Yeah.
I wish I could sing that. We ain't singing that.
I bet you could. What's your favorite Christmas carol?
I do love, and it's from, oh my God, why can't I think of the Griswolds, where it's like, driving home for Christmas. You don't know it, do you? So many people don't know it. It's called
I went
Driving
straight
Home
to
Christmas.
John Denver. Country road, take me home.
But it's like, it's such an unknown one. But me and Aaron always, when it gets to Christmas, I'm going to play it because it's such a banger. That and Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. But
yeah, a
Driving
classic.
Home for Christmas. Chris Rea. Hang on, wait for it. There's a big intro. I don't know the words. But it's my favourite one.
It's nice.
Home for Christmas.
I just imagine like the snowy roads in America and like the black ice.
That's like my fantasy. I'm like, I want to go there.
Have you heard the song? What's the one? It's in P.S. I Love You. Christmas.
I'm gonna swallow away from that. No swallowing ASMR for you today, people.
Oh yeah, here it is. The Pogues. Have you heard that one? That's like,
Nah.
it's like an X-rated. Oh, it's on the iMac. Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Yes, this is a great
Hold
song.
on. I need to put it on my phone because I don't know what's gonna go on.
It was Christmas Eve.
And then it gets to like.
Long time. I just can't believe, because that's sung by an actual rock star, isn't it?
You're a bummer, you're a punk, you're an old son on a job. Lying there almost dead on a drip in that bed. Like, are the Pogues okay? I've never actually like looked at. Oh,
Hello?
right. Yeah. God not happy about this Christmas song.
He did not like that song at all. He wants you to go back to Chris Rea at Driving Home for Christmas. Driving Home for Christmas.
Yeah,
Is
but
that our test?
the song like sounds so nice, and then you look at the lyrics and you're like, oh golly, Ollie, you're being a little bit. She's. Did you see that? We've been in a fight because she chewed my Patagonia hat.
I did say
And
that.
now she's like, look, someone else will be nice to me because she doesn't know.
But my allegiance is to your mom.
yeah. We pledge
I love
allegiance.
you.
Do you know about the allegiance?
Yes, you've told me.
How it was like.
Do it every morning?
Yeah, it was like 11 a.m. We'd have to like stand up in class and say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And there's like a TikTok reel going around that this like girl was introducing her boyfriend to her family for the first time, and to stitch them up, they're like, we pledge allegiance like before dinner every night. And so he like stands up and he's like, oh, okay. He does it because it's just like wired in their brains that it's a part
I've seen
of the
funny
culture.
TikToks with they pranked someone over in America that was like I think she was from Australia, and they were at like an internship or something. So they all were like, oh, sorry guys, we just got to stand up, and started like, and she was like, and then afterwards she's like, what is this, like the Hunger Games or something?
That's what it
I was
felt
like,
like.
oh my god.
And you have to like learn the how to say it and stuff. And Haley and I were just talking about this the other day about like going to America. Like, so we went to primary school in Australia, and then we would go to America for high school. We have these American accents, but we don't know anything about America. Like, we don't know the American history because we don't learn that in Australia. Like, I went to primary school from day dot here, and then we would get like bullied by our teachers being like, are you like joking? You should know where the states of America are. In my
There's
defense,
like 52 of them or something.
and also in my defense, like little Johnny next to me doesn't know me either because Americans don't know like much about
like
geography.
it's such a rich history in America. Like that's like, whereas we in Australia, like, not that we don't have a rich history, but we're not as. I don't think we're as old, are we? So
the country itself is old, and like the indigenous people are like the oldest in the world. But like Australia didn't get. Let's look that up. When did Australia get found?
Was it 1901?
1901. Here we go.
Yeah.
The modern nation came into existence on 1st of January 1901 as Federation of former British colonies.
Hey.
There was a bit going on between like 1788 and 1901.
That's a lot of bad stuff.
Anyways,
Australia.
yeah,
America.
pay our respects to people that own this land.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
maybe we don't need to touch on history because it doesn't sound like either of us know much about it.
We would suck at one of those, not Jeopardy, one of those, like the chaser games. I'd be like,
yeah, pass. Phone a friend, not Nicola.
Do not phone me unless you just need banter.
Yeah. So, what's your week been like?
Yeah, good, busy. Like, I really love Christmas now. Obviously, when we worked in retail, it was more of a, oh God, Black Friday, Christmas. Like, it was the busiest time of the year. Whereas with real estate, it's just like, it doesn't like quieten down because you've always got clients and settlements and stuff. But it's definitely the quieter time of year because everyone goes away. Everyone's focused on Christmas with their families, which is, really good. I get the better side, and I understand why people love Christmas so much because when we're in retail, I'm like, I don't get it. I'm sick of carols.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's always grumpy, and I get that. Like,
stressed,
Christmas is so different for everyone.
Well, yeah, and like financial strain as well. Like coming into retail, people were coming to the store being like, "It's how much? Like, can you do any discounts?" And then, but then like the people that are working there are working crazy hours, and it's not even the hours as much as it is like throughout the rest of the year, your customer per hour level is just so much lower, whereas you just have to smash out as many sales as possible. And
would you remember Black Friday, the sales? Like, that's obviously this week, which is just like, I used to love the day because it would go quick, and there wasn't too many difficulties or hiccups on the day. But the sheer workload, I just remember being so exhausted after that. And I'm like, my hat goes off to retail and hospo workers in these times because, I couldn't do it again. Like, as much as, like, we have always said, like, you know, love JBs for what they gave us and a really instrumental time in our lives. But I just couldn't do retail ever again. Like, it's just, like, energetically exhausting, especially as empaths. Like you pick up other people's energy, and
I feel like it's a deal with the devil as well when you're working your entire life around money. Like it's soul crushing, and it's
consumerism.
Like, it is. It's consumerism, and it's just stuff like it. And I say that lightly because everything in here is pretty much from JB Hi-Fi. Like you need it. I need it as an artist. Like it's needed stuff, but it's still things, and it's materialism, and it's hard. That's like something I actually want to talk to you like today about, is like you posted this reel, and it said the goal isn't fast cars, fancy clothes, and designer handbags. It's regulated nervous systems, time to do what you love, good people around you, and waking up every day excited for what's to come. And how opposite is that when you're not working in retail? Like, or that's how it feels when you're not working in retail.
Yeah. Oh, it is. And I think though, if I was, 23 again, I would still think the opposite of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's so weird, and I've really found this, and everyone said this in the lead up, and you might have had the same into your 30s. Oh, your 30s are the best years. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'm just going to be called old. But then when I actually got too close to it, it's like a perspective shift. It's so weird. And I think though as well, like losing people when they get, like, all my grandparents passed away, like my uncle, obviously Mick, from cancer, and you lose people along the way, that it reshifts your, I guess, perspective on life and everything and what's important. And I think also working every day in environments that, you're surrounded by materialistic stuff, and I guess people that come in that sometimes are going through those really hard times and they're taking it out on retail workers is really hard, because you notice that everybody always has shit going on. But it's so weird, because I saw that and I'm like, that is what we all should be striving for, not who. And again, I work in real estate, so you do have people that value the latter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is fine. And some people can have both, and that's great. Like there's no judgment to what you have in your life, whether you have an Audi sports car or whether you have a 1992 Toyota Corolla and you're happy. Like, do you know what I mean?
Goals.
Like, I know that thing
That's
will
a
last
classic.
forever. That's vintage now. But no, like it's I don't know. I feel we're usually on the same page with a lot of stuff, and we always question and have really good discussions. Is that like, I feel like there's so much more now that I feel rich from having experiences and moments and people and time with people than I would feel from buying something and being excited, and then it arrives, and then 2 years.
Dopamine's gone.
Yeah, pretty much. Like all that other stuff can sometimes be a dopamine hit. Not to say it's not nice to have nice things. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You do you, boo.
And you work hard for like the things that you get, and it's just a matter of not letting that take over your entire source of happiness. Hey.
Yeah. But also, like, the biggest thing, and I wish it was more integrated, and it might be, I'm not a school teacher, but like integrated into curriculum and education, is like, managing your stress and nervous system in day-to-day life, because like high school kids, primary school kids, they all have stresses of their own. Like a primary school kid might be stressed that their mum's leaving, like dropping them at school. That can be a really big stressor. Like how to deal with those things, obviously different levels of understanding of that.
Yeah.
But like I feel like as soon as you're out of high school and like remembering jumping into the real world, luckily JB Hi-Fi was there, and university. But like, it's just how to regulate and understand your thoughts and how your emotions are impacted by those thoughts, and how you can change it. You're not bound by them. Like, you're not, just because you feel like for me, anger might be a personality trait because we're Scottish, Italian. My dad has a temper and no patience.
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood.
I would not pick your dad for someone that doesn't have patience. That's
he
so
does
funny.
with certain things, but he's like me. I see a lot of myself in my mum and my dad.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Like all good things, like all things that I feel like have guided me into being a hard worker and stuff. But for me, I'm like, I get like really frustrated easily, and then once I start working on yourself and you go, but why is that bothering me? And it's like, because I'm still working on patience. Like, and because like mainly when you're teaching someone else to do something, or when you need to be somewhere or something's not working, you're like, this is so annoying. Instead of being like, okay, how can I work this out? Like it's because you don't want to put yourself in a cortisol hit of stress all the time.
Yeah.
Because a little bit of stress can be really good to motivate you, but if you're always in a stress like cortisol, fight or flight or fawn, like it's not a good way to live, because toxic stress, from what I've been listening to and reading and all of that, is like one of the leading causes of disease. So it's like, how do you mitigate that so that you can live happily, healthily and longer? So especially our gen. So
yeah, I wonder if they just weren't like, do you reckon people just weren't educated about the impacts of stress when we were in high school? Because we're finding out so much recently about that and your nervous system and just self-awareness that, like, yeah, it can sometimes be almost too much and too overwhelming.
yeah.
Because like I become like obsessive over it, and I was like journaling last night thinking like, okay, well maybe I have ADHD, or maybe I have OCD, or maybe I have BBD, or maybe like, and you just go through the list of, because we have so much information, and then it's like, or maybe it's just a stressful time of year and I've been very busy at work and I just need to chill and regulate my nervous system, you know?
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing though, in saying that before about the education system, is we all are different in the way that we think and respond. Like men and women are very different in the way we think and respond to stress based on hormones, estrogen, testosterone, like, and I think, we're in a very information heavy and dense, I guess, era of life, because we have the internet, which is a fantastic thing. But if you look too deeply, you end up down a rabbit hole of things.
I feel like I'm losing it. I feel like I'm literally losing the plot. I'm like, okay, I need to step away from that. And I was listening to a podcast today that was like also talking about how the world is just in like going through an awakening as well. Yeah. So we're very aware. We're very in tune with spirituality and God, or whatever everyone's looking into. Like, everyone's looking for the answer right now. And like that in itself can feel like a lot. And he was like, I think sometimes we just need to switch it off. Like, just think about the things that are real life that we can grasp and love on, like our pets and our family, instead of thinking about like too much internally, because then it makes your whole world revolve around you as well, which is unhealthy, because I personally think that we're here to like help and love on other people around us. And
absolutely,
like, that's where you feel purpose more, or that's where I feel purpose, is when I'm like surrounded by people and helping people and doing things for not just like myself, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's when it's like and you listen to it, well, I listen to it every now and then, like you hear about, you know, people that do things like that are entrepreneurs or, you know, billionaires or whatever, not all of them, but that they give so much back because they're not doing it for a monetary or self. They're actually trying to help people, and the money and the things that they need to give back is just coming to them because they're giving, which is fantastic. And I think though there's also you have to be self-aware that when you need to reset and look internally and go, I just need to reset with the things that I love as well. Not that giving isn't a form of love, because absolutely it is, but you don't want to give from an empty cup. So it's like being that awareness, because I'm the same as you. I love to be involved in community. I love to do, you know, the volunteer stuff that I do through work, and I love to help with footy, and a lot of that is giving. And I think like one of the things that I found is after both my state and local season this year, because we play in early 2025, I felt just really burnt out, and I didn't make time to do things that I love, like gym and running. I don't actually love running, but like I love the feeling I get after. I'm like, I did that.
Later,
and I really
Nicola loves running.
But that's where I'm like, I'm just so burnt out. Like I just want to be at home and just chill out for a bit. But when I'm in it, like I absolutely love it. And you don't want to. And I think people are afraid to say that sometimes, because they're like, I don't want people to think that I don't love doing those things and those things burn me out. But it's like, I do so, just like you do as well. Like you do so much for connection and giving back because it's something that you enjoy doing, but also being aware of, hey, I actually am burning the candle at both ends. I need to just relax.
Rejuvenate.
And because it's a life experience for everyone. Like everyone's living for the first time. Like nobody's, well, I mean, if people believe in reincarnation, that's fine too. But like, you're only living as you for the first time ever. So you're going to make mistakes. You're going to, you know, but you have to you have to find what works for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And be true to that. I think that the more authentic we are to ourselves, so that helps with giving, because we authentically want to do those things. Yeah. Whereas when you're doing it out of people pleasing, which in my early 20s and stuff, everything I just say yes, and then not really want to do it.
No, and then you hold that resentment in your heart, and it's not coming from a place of like love and abundance and care.
Yeah.
It's coming from a place of lack, really, because you're like, oh well, I don't have this, but I guess I'll help you with this. Or, like, even if it's your time, I don't have time, but I guess I'll give you my time. And yeah, it has to be from a pure place.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's where like identity is a big thing. Like, because I guess we identify with what we do, like our job or our sport or our family, and it's like, but who are we holistically as a soul? Like, who are you? What makes you like light up? What makes you sad? Like, what is it that makes you you that's really special? And I feel like when people don't really know and don't ask themselves that, it's really hard to give that authentic self. But it's like those conversations are hard, and I would never ever have them as like an 18, 19-year-old. But I mean, exactly. You meet some kids these days that are just really, you know, intuitive and they like to, you know, dig deeper into the subconscious. And
but I feel like a lot of the time as well is that if you don't have that identity, you start to wrap your identity in everything around you. And that's what a lot of us did, like as younger, like in our early 20s especially, like you start to bounce around and look at everyone that's in your circle and be like, okay, I'm going to pick that personality trait there because I love that, and I'm going to dress like that person because I love that fashion. And then you're just a mix of everyone around you, which is like to a sense common. Like it's hard not to, you know, like let external things impact who we are because we're like, that's how we're raised. But then you get to a stage, I feel like once your frontal lobe develops, you're like, hold on, do I still identify with that style or that way of representing myself? And, you know, like, I just think back to when I first met you probably, and I felt like I needed to be like this huge presence, and I was loud and like, and I still like am super extroverted and stuff like that, but I was just so busy taking up space in a way that was overwhelming for people a lot of the time. People would kind of keep me at a distance unless they could see really what was underneath that. And it was like a little insecure little Kenzie that needed just to, you know, identify who I was so I didn't have to come across as this huge personality. And I feel like that's literally when I met you, was like, because we're both like, you know, excitable people.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's not coming from a place of insecurity. It comes from a place of like understanding ourselves and knowing the time and place to be like that. You know what I mean?
But does
that make sense?
It does, because again, it wasn't that we necessarily wanted attention or anything. It's just that we aligned. I'm just loud and bubbly and full of energy. Yeah. Whereas realistically, I'm like, I'm actually sensitive. I'm scared of rejection. And I'm super loyal. So if you break my heart, even as a friend or whatever, I will be sad about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but now it's like, time and place for us. And I found that like from going from extroverted, wanting to be out all the time with friends and everything, like I'm a bit of an extrovert, introvert. Like I do love being at home with Comet and Aaron, and I love being around my people. I still love meeting new people and like getting to know their stories. That's why I love my job so much.
Yeah,
it's you meet the best. So many people, and I think that's the thing. Like that, not to digress somewhere else, but like meeting people and their stories, like especially older people have such different lives and different stories. And because of my grandparents, I don't have any anymore. And I feel like when I was in my like later teens and like early 20s, I didn't like utilize them enough. Like I
wish you just wrote it all down, like
and recorded them
as
more.
A journalist.
Yes, I know. So I wish I wrote it down, but also like recorded their voices and their stories so that I could play it back and hear it. And I think that's where my job, I get to hear if people open up, which a lot of people do, because it's a very like you're doing something that's very, I guess, shaped around their identity because they're home. It's not a house. It's not just a structure they've made at a home. So
it's a next life step in their story. So they're naturally going to talk about the other steps in their story that have led them to you guys meeting.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
People have had such interesting lives, like, and done such cool things. And like the world was a different place in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. And like, I guess I have a very vivid imagination. So when people are telling me a story, even if it's not directly perfect in how they like I am imagining it and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like traveling on a boat, flying like fighter pilot airplanes in the war, or like all these like amazing crazy stories that you just like, or being on a naval ship and instructing, like that stuff to me, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I could never do something, but they had no choice. Or
literally.
But even the homemakers, the women that would stay home and, you know, raise the kids, and, you know, all the little knickknacks and things that they pick up and have in their house along the way, each has its own little story. And like, yeah, it's just really interesting. And I find that really interesting about people and just the world in general and their experience, which is cool.
That's so cool. Do you feel like that's your favorite part of the job?
One of. Like, I love, again, meeting people, hearing their stories if they tell it, but also there's like a thing I do with sold stickers when young families, and they get to put it on the signboard and they're just so happy, and they're talking about their future. So it's like both conversations of people and what they've done in the past in their lives and how they've gotten to this point versus people's future and how excited they are, and just that crossover. Like there was one recently that was like a lady that essentially built the house with her husband or her ex-husband that passed away, and they've lived there their entire life, which is like 40 years.
Wow.
So you can see how loved, and you can even though people think it's a bit spooky do, but like you can feel the energy, like there is a lot of love in that house. And that's really great because there's this beautiful young family with a couple kids going in there, and they were so excited and talking about all their plans moving forward. And it's that real like crossover from, you know, past and present and future, which is like, I don't know, I can't articulate it properly, but that's the kind of stuff I love, like helping the young families get into homes, or you know, a seller that never thought they would have got what they did for their property. But like it's a deeper connection part of it, which not everybody wants though. Like it's a very different thing. Like some people don't want to get to know you, they just want you to listen to their house for as much as they can, and that's fine too. Like here for whatever the experience is, but those moments make it really kind of special, and I feel really honoured to be a part of.
And that would feel purposeful for you, I bet, as well.
Yes, because way more.
Knowing the story is, it's all a part of it. That's how I feel when there's like sentiment behind weddings, and people bring little trinkets that their parents have collected over time, or necklaces, or like a lot of the time they'll have their grandparents like wedding rings or something, and it makes the whole story tied in together, and it makes their wedding album more sentimental for them as well, because otherwise it's just seeing the day through my own eyes instead of like wrapping their story all in.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. It's like a tie to the past without, you don't have to be like, if you don't have a great past, you don't have to be a victim of it. But like, it's like if you do have something like, or people that have passed, and you've got like something that is sentimental to them, and they still, it's like they still get to be a part of it, and then they're not there, like, and it's still their story that you're continuing on. So it's like a legacy of your ancestors. So which I find Australia, well, I don't want to talk out of school, but I don't know heaps and heaps of people that have like a actually great recorded or great understanding of their history, which is just crazy, because then you watch like movies or TV shows, and you know, you see like that you could find a whole family lineage, and I know it's a story, but like, and it's not real life because it's a movie or a TV show, but it's like, how do we, and that's one thing that I'm like, damn it, I should have actually been more switched on when I was a bit younger, but like, how do you preserve their story and keep them living and their, you know, what they did in their life, so it still carries on and was meaningful. Not that like if you know, the buck stops with you and you don't have kids, and you know, that stops there maybe, but like that's not doesn't make it any less meaningful, by the way. Just saying, because I was like, hang on, I don't want that to be misinterpreted. But
that's fine.
No, that's fine.
They're not that
hate
sensitive.
Comments. That lady sounds like a
hate comments are still, what do they call it? Like,
all PR's good PR.
Yeah. Bring it on.
Dang.
More.
No, I'm sensitive.
What was I gonna say? Oh, it's not too late though to record that and to write it down, and just like to talk about that with our parents. And like, I went to Moonta a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to my mom about like my mom's mom, and her name was Myrtle. And mom said that when they were little, she was the cutest kid, my mom, by the way. She had like a little blonde bob, and like I'll have to find
Princess Di.
Yeah,
We love
and
her.
she's so cute. And she used to call her grandma Myrtle the turtle because she walked super slow. Like, that's so mean.
The kids, like, you know,
so funny.
no
but,
filter.
Yeah,
Which is great.
But her and her husband were like really, really strong Christians, and just talking to her about even that side of things, and she said like Christianity has been in our family for like so many generations. And there's this song that's like I forget the name of it, but it's talking about like and their children and their children and their children, and like just the generations of like I want to, it doesn't matter anyways, but like mom said she always feels really sentimental about that song because she's like, that's our family, like the generations have worked hard to have this kind of faith in our family. And it's so cool. And like every family has their own little stories and things that, you know, captivate your heart. And there's things that I'm sure you talk to about with your mom and dad that just they warm your heart when you hear them talk about your grandparents. And like, you know,
and they're growing up, and you know, which wasn't always perfect for I don't think anyone, because when you're a kid you're learning so much. But like there is. And look, faith being passed down through families is so much better than generational trauma. So take it every day of the week.
Did you guys struggle with that?
Nah. There's like a lot of studies out there which are interesting again, but there can be that information overload like we're talking about earlier. But like again, like I'm very much the mindset, and I know we've had these conversations in the past, that like you are not what happens to you. And look, shitty things happen to everyone, like, and it doesn't mean you deserve shitty things to happen to you. Nobody deserves really shitty things that you didn't do, that other people have done to you, or, you know, grief where you lose someone that before their time. Nobody deserves to experience or go through that, but you do have to work through it, and you do have to make the choice to not become a victim of it and let it affect you in a negative way. I know that sounds really harsh for some.
It's true though. And people wrap their identity, like speaking about identity, they wrap their identity around their generational trauma, and they are like, well, how am I going to change something or a way I've always been, because that's what I've watched all around me. But it's like, is it serving you? Do you want to carry this on? Do you want to pass it on to your kids someday? Or do you just want to like hit the nail on the head, stop it here?
But back in the day, like, you didn't always speak about those things. Like, the children didn't speak up. You were just told what you do. And, you know, it's very different. And we're very lucky to be in those, in this day and age, that we can have those constructive conversations with family. But it's so interesting, though, because I do meet a lot of people that are succumbed, which is really sad, to being a victim of really terrible things that happen to them. But then, like, without going into his story, like Uncle Mick, who's passed away, he didn't, and I won't go into it heaps much. I won't go into it.
Yeah, bros.
Don't
go into it heaps much, brother.
I won't go into it in depth because it's not my story to tell. But like, he didn't have a fantastic upbringing, you know, a whole, I guess, family in terms of like, you know, mum, dad were great to them and gave the kids everything that they wanted. And, you know, he did it a bit rough, but I had no idea knowing that. And he has been my uncle since I was born, obviously. But like, he was the sweetest, nicest, most romantic person to my auntie Leonie, not to me, obviously that's weird. But like, he was just an absolute saint of a person. And when you know everything that someone's been through and they still choose to show up, is just a huge tribute to your character. Because a lot of shitty things that happened to him, he could have, you know, lived a very different life if he had succumbed to those things that had happened and been like, well, because this happened to me when I was a kid, or because, you know, this is how it was growing up, I'm going to be, you know, negative or shitty or treat people that way too. Like, and I really respect the character.
And that is a choice. That's a great way to put it. Like, it is definitely a choice. Like, you don't have to continue that.
No.
You can let that go and let your character develop in other ways that are going to serve yourself and other people around you more. Yeah,
but like, and everyone goes through different things, and I'm not saying that you don't have to acknowledge them. Like, it's like when you break a bone, like it heals, but it's never the same. You've always got that, and you can carry that, but you don't have to identify it in the course of your life that you're like, I can't do anything with my life because this happened to me. It's like, no, you can. Like,
yeah, and you are like such a testament of this as well, because you have gone through that much heartache, and as you're like in your family in general, and yeah, like I'm so proud of who you are as a person, because like you could have gone off the rails, sis.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I feel like I really did for a little bit, because I didn't deal with it because I didn't know how to, and nobody else that I confided in that was kind of my age, because I didn't want to confide in adults at the time, because I was like 17, 18, had really ever been through something, you know, like that, as well as other stuff that is deeper to that was happening outside of grief of losing my older brother at 17, through no fault of his own, through just sheer accident, which is a part of life. And people try to explain it or understand it, but sometimes life, it's just shit.
Yeah.
Like, shit things happen. Not it's just shit, sorry, but shit things do happen. Like, death is inevitable for everyone. Yeah. It just, you always hope it happens later in life. People get a full life. That's, you know, the dream. But, you know, it happens. But also when you're in such a, and this is where like teenagers and kids, like, that's where you can get caught up in the cycle, and it can become part of who you are as an adult. Yeah. Because for many years, I was allowed to be angry. I was allowed to, you know, if I want to drink and if I want to go out and if I want to smoke, I'll do what I want because this is my life. I've only got one. Fuck you. You don't know me.
Right.
Like this. That's real
so
entitled.
Funny. I didn't know that version of you.
No, thank God. But like, again, I wouldn't be who I am unless I went through that phase.
That was your version of grief, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, but that's where I'm like, some people, I wonder sometimes, and it doesn't keep me up at night, but I do wonder because I do like to think about things sometimes. I'm like, I wonder what people during that era remember me as, like, because I'd be a very different person now. I'm still a little bit loud and crazy at times, like we were talking about, but for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
I do enjoy being excitable
out of
for
a
other
place
people.
Of,
and,
security rather than insecurity.
Exactly, but like I always wonder and what people would think of me now if they met me now instead of just holding on to what I was back then if they did. But also, like, PTSD, memory loss, is a huge thing. Like, I didn't realise it until I came back to the Barossa. People were like, remember this at high school? And I'm like,
I don't even remember you from high school.
Oh, I had that happen once. And
let alone that memory.
I honestly, and like no word of a lie, and I have been to a psychologist and she did say that's why.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is because when you go through something that's like the worst thing in the world, like the most stressful thing, and I can remember the event, so I can remember the day that he died. I can remember it, like, if I think about it, like, I can watch it like a movie back in my head because it's that crystal clear because it was very traumatic. Yeah. Things all around that just, and you might get them back if you do certain, I think, like hypnosis or something, but I'm like, look, what's there is there, and if it comes back, awesome. If certain things don't, then, you know, it's not going to shape my future by any means, but like it's just funny because you look back and you're like, and people will be telling you something, I'm like, are you sure I was there? But then I'm like, they wouldn't associate you to it if you weren't. But it's crazy how the mind works for me, and in that way, and what grief and trauma can do to people.
Like, I wonder if it's because your brain just was holding on to the things that really truly mattered and that you needed for long-term memory. Yeah. Rather than the things that you like didn't associate with, like your priority. Itself. Yeah. You know, and at that time you probably remember a lot about being with your family and you know that kind
and
of
how sad they were.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was a hard thing as well. It was like I'm a middle child, so I have a lot of middle child syndrome sometimes, but it's not my full identity, but I do recognize it at some point. And
what does that mean?
So middle child, we can be a bit, hey, look at me, give me attention, because the eldest kind of sets the pace. But when the youngest comes along, the attention's on them, and you feel like you never really got your one-on-one time with mum and dad.
Okay, yep.
Like, there is a whole psychological thing to do with it, which is really actually quite funny when you read it, because, again, you can see things and go, I know I can do that. Yeah. But I don't mean to. But, so I was a real drama queen, like, at times. Like, if things didn't go my way, because I'm very competitive, but I liked being a leader, and I was primary school ducks, or whatever they're called when you're a kid, and, like, I wanted to really obviously excel, and and impress mum and dad, as all kids do. They want to make their mum and dad happy and proud of them, and they obviously very were. But when things didn't go my way, or if a boyfriend dumped me, it was the end of the world, and like I was such an over drama queen and would cry. And then after Jared passed, I obviously would cry and stuff, but I got this real issue with vulnerability and crying in front of people that I was like, I'm just never going to do it again. And I remember, because I was in that I felt like I had to be strong, and being strong for other people meant I didn't need to be vulnerable. I didn't need to cry. I just needed to be there and be like, you're okay, we're okay, we'll get through this. So then for a long time, and it took like 8 sessions with my psych, I saw her for 10, before we broke down some walls and I was able to be vulnerable and like actually cry in front of her, because I hated it.
She was like,
I swear I was like,
how are you? How are you?
Yeah.
Enough about me.
Let's unpack your
You're
day.
paying to be here. Talk about your emotions.
Yeah, but I would be like, no, I'm feeling good. Like, and then she's like, but yeah, because whenever I'd get close to it, I'd just stop talking. And you could see, when you feel like you're going to cry and you're like,
yeah. It's literally the face you make.
And I'm trying so hard not to. And but I think like that was the biggest thing. And now like I'll watch a sad movie or a romantic movie, or like see someone get married, or see like, a person go through like a birth or a really hard birth, or talk about their experience, and I'll just be a blabbering mess. And I'm like, it's good. It is. I'm like, I think that is
You're like
strength in character.
Cameron Diaz on The Holiday. Have you seen that? She's like trying to make you cry. That was you.
Legit. That was my my psychologist, Kirsty. She was great.
Yeah.
And but that's where emotions are amazing, because especially when you're an empath and you can relate to people, and you really feel genuinely like when people your friends or family go through a hard time, like, or they talk about it and like they're crying, I'm crying, because I'm like, far out, that's like a huge thing for you to be going through, but for you to share it is even bigger. But also emotional regulation, though, because otherwise you can tire yourself out. You don't want to be someone who cries all day every day either, because that's exhausting.
It is.
So.
And there is an element where we have to move forward as well. And it's not to say that you forget about the things that have happened.
No.
You just have to look forward to better days coming up.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, I've got some rapid fire questions to wrap things up here.
Let's go.
They're super random.
Oh, I love it. Random's good.
All right. No, all right, you have to answer them as fast as you can. What would you rate these things out of 10? Wearing socks on the sand at the beach.
10 hang on. 1 to I need to know the scale.
10 is good, and 1 is bad.
So the first question was,
how would you rate wearing socks on the sand at the beach?
2.
Stairs.
8.
Holding a puppy.
10.
Holding a grandma.
5.
George Clooney.
7.
Did he make you laugh, though?
Does he make you laugh?
Millennial grey homes.
What is that? I should know.
We'll revisit. I am one. Knees.
Oh, I have baby faces stuck in my knees, so like 2.
The name Victor as a cat.
4.
Good job.
We love that. We love a deep
Millennial grey is... So 2000, remember my Mawson Lakes house? I don't know if you remember how I had every like couch cushions that were gray. My bedding was gray. The walls were gray. My kitchen table, my couch was gray. Like millennials went through a stage where we were like, so like our parents were more like clutter, junk, all the like just big noises of the 90s. Like that's how I imagine the 90s be. And then millennials were like, we need to clean it up.
Clean, crisp.
And then everything's just
gray.
like 50 shades gray.
I did not realize that.
We're not. You and I are not like that.
No. What would I rate that? Probably a 4, because I definitely contributed to the millennial grey.
Me too.
Phase.
Oh yeah, we can't hate on it.
And some of my walls are kind of that grey because I hate the cream, but then I love a feature wall. So,
same.
And then my whole back room is black walls because I love a mood.
Yeah.
So I love a moody
We're the same
lamp.
like that.
No big lights in our house. We're not a big lights family.
Yeah, that's a millennial thing
Sensory
too.
issue. Yeah, I know. What is wrong with us?
No, nothing. We just value. There's like a lot of hate going on from millennials online though.
I
It
know.
sucks. It's like
It makes me so sad.
we've
We have
copped
so
it.
much to give.
I know, and we've copped it that much from the boomers, and now we're copping it from the Gen Z.
I know.
We're just trying to be, you know.
I know. And we love to give banter to both or all Gen X, boomers, Gen Z. We love to give the banter, but then they just take it too far.
Yeah.
But also I see things like, vintage butterfly clips, and I'm like, girl, they were from the 90s. They are not vintage.
Yeah, millennials own them, and you can't hate us and love butterfly clips. You have to
But
choose
also,
one.
they have like outfits from the 90s in costume shops as dress-up options. And I'm just like, are we old? Because I remember going into costume shops. I was like disco era, and it's like 70s costumes.
Yeah.
And then like mum or dad would be like, yeah, we have them at home. You don't need them. Oh no, we gave them away. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
well, we do need
That's
to dress
us
up in
now.
70s. I know.
Oh, that's
I know.
disgusting.
It's actually spooky do. I don't like it.
It is.
But I
spooky.
do like 30s. The 30s, when you're in your 30s, it's fun. But although now that I'm
Happy to be here.
happy to be here, love being here, I think it's a great period of your life because you've gone through a lot of different stuff. Or you haven't and you're just living a great life. That's great too.
Yeah.
But like it's just the only thing is like when I tell people when they're like, oh, how old are you? Like mainly with the football girls. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like 30 something, 33 maybe. And everyone's like, when were you born? I'm like 1991. And like, you're 34. And I was like, yay. But like, and they're like, man, we didn't realize you were so old. And I was like,
No.
it's really not.
Just because you were born in 2015.
But then I was like, can't wait till I'm like 60 and you guys are 30 and I'll be coaching and I'll be like, ugh, how does 30 feel now?
Yeah. 10 laps.
Yeah, 10 laps. Me sitting in a walker with like a cigar, like 10 laps, kiddies.
When I was
your age, Mike Wazowski. Can we just do some audio dumps?
I'm always watching.
Not the gumdrop buttons. Just some audio grabs we can do. I just want to, because on the last one,
Oh yeah, this is the second round.
This is round 2. I was officially Kenzie's bestie. She said it on the camera, so I'm gonna find that snippet and edit that into my life somewhere. I was like, suck on that, everyone else.
Yeah. Sorry, we just need to reiterate that part.
Yeah,
Nicola,
sorry. Just P.S.
I said,
I'm Kenzie's bestie.
my bestie's on my pod, and then I said,
Yes.
oh, I hope that doesn't hurt anyone else's feelings, and then you were like, no, we're gonna
No,
lock that
is
in.
that is the caption.
Yeah.
That is locked and loaded,
Getting
baby.
curious with Kenzie's bestie.
Yes.
All right,
That's
I
a
love
big
you.
story. Love you.
Well,
We usually hug, but like Olive will headbutt a mic or I will.
yeah.
So.
Olive, do you want to say anything?
I love you, Gertie.